You can upgrade your car, move into a better apartment, buy better clothes, replace your old phone, start making more adult purchases, and still be moving further away from real stability. That is the part that makes this trap so hard to notice. Because from the outside, it looks like progress. It looks like you are doing better. It looks like your life is finally matching the effort you have been putting in. The older car is gone. The apartment looks nicer. The clothes fit better. The phone is newer. Your life looks a little more put together. And for a moment, it feels like proof. Proof that you are not stuck anymore. Proof that you are growing up. Proof that all the work is finally turning into something visible. But sometimes, the thing that looks like progress is actually pressure, wearing better clothes. Sometimes the upgrade is not a reward. Sometimes the upgrade becomes another bill, another monthly payment, another expectation, another reason your paycheck has to work harder, just to keep your life looking like it improved. And that is how people get trapped, not by looking broke, but by trying very hard, not to look like they are struggling. A lot of people do not fall behind because they are lazy with money. They fall behind because they finally get a little more income, and the world immediately offers them a more expensive version of normal, a newer car, a nicer apartment, a better phone, better outfits, better furniture, better dinners, better weekends, better pictures, better proof that life is moving forward. And none of it feels reckless. That is what makes it dangerous, because reckless spending is easy to judge. But progress spending feels responsible. It feels mature. It feels like, I deserve this. It feels like I'm not a kid anymore. It feels like I work too hard to still live like this. And maybe that is true. Maybe you have worked hard. Maybe you are tired of the old car breaking down. Maybe you are tired of living in a cramped place. Maybe you are tired of wearing the same clothes until they start looking worn out. Maybe you are tired of feeling like everyone else is advancing while you are still trying to survive. So when the upgrade finally becomes possible, it does not feel like a financial decision. It feels emotional. It feels like relief. It feels like dignity. It feels like catching up. And that is where the trap begins. Because the moment something feels like proof that you are becoming successful, it becomes harder to question whether you can actually afford the pressure that comes with it. A newer car does not just cost more because of the payment. It costs more because now the insurance may be higher, maintenance may be higher, registration may be higher. The small scratch matters more. The gas may cost more. And now, every month, before you even decide what to do with your money, that car already made a decision for you. It took its place in line, before savings, before investing, before breathing room, before the future version of you, who was hoping this raise would finally create space. And the strange part is, the car might actually make you feel more successful while making your life less flexible. That is the hidden cost. The payment is visible, but the pressure is not. The same thing happens with a better apartment. At first, it feels like a life upgrade, more space, better lighting, a safer area, a nicer kitchen, maybe a better view, maybe a place you are not embarrassed to invite people to. And there is nothing wrong with wanting a better place to live. But the trap is when the better apartment does not just improve your life, it absorbs your margin. The rent rises, the utilities rise, the furniture feels outdated. So now the furniture has to rise too. The old habits that made sense in the old place start feeling out of place in the new one. You do not want cheap curtains anymore. You do not want the old table anymore. You do not want the mismatched plates anymore. Because the apartment does not just change where you live. It changes what feels normal. And once your normal becomes more expensive, going backward feels like failure. That is how lifestyle pressure gets locked in. Not because you are careless, but because you upgraded the environment before your foundation was ready to support it. And now the apartment looks better, but your emergency fund is still fragile. Your savings are still inconsistent. Your investing is still waiting. Your debt is still there. Only now, the life around the debt looks more polished. That is the uncomfortable truth. Looking more successful can hide how unstable things still are. A person can be driving a nice car and still panic when the check engine light comes on. A person can live in a beautiful apartment and still be one emergency away from using a credit card. A person can wear expensive clothes and still be avoiding their bank app. A person can have the newest phone and still feel anxious when payday is 3 days away. From the outside, it looks like progress, but internally, it feels like pressure, and pressure is not always loud. Sometimes pressure looks like making all your payments on time, but having nothing left after. Sometimes pressure looks like having a decent salary, but feeling like you cannot miss one paycheck. Sometimes pressure looks like people thinking you are doing well, while you secretly know your life has no room for anything to go wrong. And that is a different kind of broke. Not broke because you have nothing. Broke because everything you have requires you to keep running. The clothes are part of it too, because at some point, clothes stop being about covering yourself. They become a signal that you are professional, a signal that you are grown, a signal that you belong in certain rooms, a signal that you are not falling behind. And again, there is nothing wrong with dressing well. There is nothing wrong with wanting to look presentable. The problem is when your appearance starts costing more than your stability. When every event becomes a reason to buy something new. When every social setting feels like a test. When being seen in the same outfit feels like losing status. When looking put together becomes more urgent than being financially protected. That is how status spending works. It does not always scream luxury. Sometimes it whispers, just buy the better version. Just get the name brand. Just replace it. Just upgrade. Just make sure people can tell you are doing okay. And slowly, your money starts serving an audience. Not your goals, not your peace, not your future. An audience. People who may not even be thinking about you as much as you think they are. And social media makes this worse because everyone's progress is always visible. You see the new apartment, the new car, the vacation, the new phone, the restaurant, the outfit, the clean kitchen, the soft life caption, and even if you know people only post the polished parts, your nervous system still compares. It still asks, why not me? Why am I still here? Why does my life look smaller? So you start making upgrades, not only because you want them, but because you are tired of feeling behind. And this is where money gets confusing, because some purchases are not really about the item. They are about escaping the feeling of being stuck. The newer phone is not just a phone. It is a small signal that you are not behind. The better clothes are not just clothes. They are a way to feel more like the person you are trying to become. The apartment is not just shelter. It is proof that life is improving. The car is not just transportation. It is evidence that work is paying off. But if every symbol of progress comes with a payment attached, then progress starts charging interest, And that is the trap. You are not just buying things, you are buying the feeling that your life is moving forward. But feelings fade faster than payments. The excitement fades, the newness fades, the compliments fade, the social media post disappears. But the bill stays, the payment stays, the higher rent stays, the insurance stays, the subscription stays, the credit card balance stays. And suddenly, what felt like progress becomes part of the reason you cannot breathe. Most people think the danger is buying things they cannot afford, but sometimes the danger is buying things they can technically afford while ignoring what those things prevent. Because I can make the payment is not the same as this helps my life become stable. That one sentence changes everything. I can make the payment does not mean I am building wealth. I can make the payment does not mean I am safer. I can make the payment does not mean I am free. It only means the payment fits inside the current version of your life. But wealth is not built by squeezing every payment into your income. Wealth is built by protecting the space between what comes in and what must go out. That space is where your future lives. That space becomes savings. That space becomes investments. That space becomes options. That space becomes the ability to say no. That space becomes the ability to handle emergencies without starting over. And every upgrade that shrinks that space needs to be questioned, not rejected automatically, questioned. Because the goal is not to live small forever. The goal is not to punish yourself. The goal is not to act like wanting better things is wrong. The goal is to stop confusing the appearance of progress with the structure of progress. Real progress does not always look impressive. Sometimes real progress looks boring. It looks like keeping the older car a little longer while you build an emergency fund. It looks like living in the decent apartment, not the dream apartment, while you pay off debt. It looks like using the same phone because the current one still works. It looks like wearing what you already own instead of buying something new for every event. It looks like making more money and not immediately increasing the cost of your life. And that can feel uncomfortable because boring progress does not get applause. Nobody congratulates you for not upgrading. Nobody sees the bill you avoided. Nobody claps because you kept your fixed expenses low. Nobody likes a post that says, "I protected my margin this month." But that is where stability is built, quietly, privately, before anyone can see it. The strongest financial moves often look unimpressive from the outside, but they change everything on the inside. They give you breathing room. They make emergencies less terrifying. They make your paycheck feel less owned. They help your money survive long enough to become something more than survival. So before the next upgrade, ask a better question. Not just, can I afford this? Ask, what pressure does this add? What freedom does this remove? What goal gets delayed if I make this normal? Will this still feel like progress 6 months from now? Am I buying this because it improves my life or because I need proof that my life is improving? That last question is uncomfortable, but it tells the truth because sometimes the purchase is not the problem. The timing is. The same car can be responsible in one season and dangerous in another. The same apartment can be an upgrade in one season and a trap in another. The same phone can be harmless for one person and another monthly wait for someone else. The difference is not the item. The difference is the foundation underneath it. If your savings are weak, if your debt is heavy, if one surprise expense can shake you, if your money has no room left after bills, then the upgrade may not be progress yet. It may be pressure arriving early, And one of the most powerful things you can do is learn to delay the visible upgrade until the invisible foundation is stronger. Build the emergency fund before the image. Build the investing habit before the lifestyle. Build the breathing room before the nicer version of normal. Build the quiet stability before the public proof, because when the foundation is strong, upgrades feel different. A better car does not feel like a threat. A better apartment does not feel like a stretch. Better clothes do not feel like identity repair. A new phone does not feel like catching up. They become choices, not pressure, and that is the difference between looking successful and actually becoming stable. One requires constant proof, the other gives you peace. The goal is not to never upgrade your life. The goal is to stop upgrading your pressure faster than your stability. Because if your income rises, but your obligations rise with it, you're not really ahead. You're just trapped at a higher level, a nicer version of paycheck to paycheck, a cleaner version of stress, a more impressive version of being financially fragile. And that is why some people make more money and still feel stuck. Their life improved visually, but not structurally. The outside got better. The inside stayed exposed. Real progress is when your life gets better and your pressure does not grow at the same speed. Real progress is when your money has somewhere to go besides bills, upgrades, and appearances. Real progress is when you can enjoy things without needing them to prove you are somebody. That is the quiet shift. You stop asking every purchase to validate your growth. You stop needing your life to look successful before it is stable. You stop letting other people's timelines decide your expenses, and you start building a version of your life that does not fall apart just because something cost more than expected. That is not cheap. That is not boring. That is control. Because the financial trap that looks like progress is not really about cars, apartments, clothes, phones, or adult purchases. It is about the pressure to make your life look like it has improved before your money has actually become strong enough to support that improvement. And once you see that, you start moving differently. You can still want better. You can still enjoy nice things. You can still improve your life, but you stop letting every upgrade become a chain. You stop letting status spend your future. You stop trading stability for proof, because the goal is not to look like you are doing well. The goal is to build a life where you actually are. And sometimes, the most powerful sign of progress is not the thing you bought. It is the pressure you refused to add. If this made you look at money differently, subscribe to Fiscal Sense, because the goal is not to look rich. The goal is to stay free.